Travelers. I'm Josh.
And I'm Kai.
And we're the Genshin
Genshin
guys. Welcome all. This podcast is for fans of Genshin Impact, the mobile game made by Hoyoverse, also known as MiHoYo. Here we talk about our opinions, experiences, and dreams about Genshin Impact. If you like our show, don't forget to subscribe on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the podcast. So before we get started, Kahi, how are you doing today?
Yeah, feeling alright. Feeling the summer weather kind of trickling in. It's not as cool as it was before, so I might have to open up the windows a little sooner than normal. Normally I have to close the windows just so there's no noise, but you know, where I live is just hard. Cause anyone can just pop a machine open at any time, just start up a lawnmower or like a AC unit right next to me. But it's overall it's pretty fine. How's the weather up there? You feeling the summer weather right now?
Actually, I was for a couple days, and now it's like pretty chilly, which is nice. It's like nice spring weather that's not too cold, but has a nice wind and a good temperature. So I'm pretty good.
I mean, compared to Japan, how do you like it?
I mean, like Japan, let's see, spring is kind of the same. They kind of feel the same, but summer in Japan is kind of brutal. So, especially in Tokyo and in Kyoto. So I think it's all right. It's all right now. Yeah. So great. Sounds like we're doing good. So today's episode, everyone, is a quiz episode. It's our third official full quiz episode. So today we're gonna be doing a bunch of questions and quizzes, and we'll explain the rules in a little bit if it's your first time, but have fun and test your Genshin knowledge. So I'll introduce today's topics. So first we'll start off with our weeks in Genshin, as always, talk about Genshin news, and then we'll do our lore quiz, whose voice line, and Kahi's riddles, followed by the community discussion question. So before we get started talking about our first topic, just want to give another quick shout out to the Discord. If you haven't joined yet, the description has the link, so go ahead and join. We talk about Genshin all the time. Of course, we talk about we do things like the camera contests, we talk about lore, so we do a lot of fun stuff. If you're interested in joining our nice little community, come and join us, and join us for some Twitch streams as well sometime. So thank you. Yeah, so let's get started with our first topic, which is our weeks in Genshin. Okay, Kahi, so how has your week in Genshin been?
Just doing some last minute battle pass grind. I have like 5 more levels, but I believe I can do all of that today. I should have more than enough time to just, breeze through the little mini events, which should give me, I think, at least 2 rounds.
Wait, battle pass is still up?
For me, yeah.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I made your account.
Doing that, doing just a little bit of artifact farm in the meantime for my Baiju. And speaking of Baiju, I still haven't been level 80 because I still need at least what is it, 60 more violet grass. So I had to just wait for it to respawn, which just sucks. So I didn't want to just keep realm hopping because some people may already have it, or some people are already doing the same. Baiju is kind of like a new character, so everyone's still doing that.
Right. Same though.
And I still feel bad. Like every time I don't do it a lot, but when I join someone else's realm and just I always feel like I have to ask, hey, can I, farm for some stuff here?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just awkward. It feels like I'm just stealing from their world.
Nah, so man, if they're not gonna use it, then whatever, right?
Yeah, but then I'm just popping into someone's space randomly and just dipping out.
But like people who don't want that can turn it off. So that's why it's like, if they accept you, then they accept you. Usually, I don't know if you did this, but like when I do that, if I ever need to do that, I would change my profile character to the character I'm trying to farm, so they have an idea when I come in. Like my profile character, and then I join as that character. So I'm just like, I'm a Baiju, and I'm like, oh, I'm guessing this person wants to get Baiju's materials. And then they ask, and then I'm like, yeah, sure. Something like that.
But I feel like most of the time when it's a new character, everyone's doing it. So either they have already farmed it, or they were like, oh no, I'm planning on doing this too, so I feel like I'm imposing. So if it's an older character, then true, but it's just the sudden pop-up and intrusion. It just feels weird, I mean, I can wait for it to respawn in my own world, because while I'm waiting for the respawn, I just play another game, because I do have games.
Bro, you can come to my world. What the heck? I have American account.
Yeah, I can do that later.
In fact, I have 2 American accounts.
Yeah, 2 different worlds, I guess.
Yeah, so You'll never
And we
want
can
or need
coordinate.
for anything ever again, Kahi, if you just stick with me. I'm just kidding.
The bountiful world. But yeah, I'm just trying to focus on getting like Baiju up to a good level where I can just don't have to worry about him. I try to do the talents first, and then um, well, level, then talents, then artifacts. But you know, since I have nothing else to do in the game, I just might as well do something. Um, but yeah, lately with Honkai Star Rail and you know Destiny 2 stuff for me especially, yeah, every time I'm done with one game and my goal is done, I don't have to just linger around. I just hop to the other one and then do that, hop to the other one. So I have a lot to rotate to. But what about you? What you been up to lately?
So I did win the 50-50 and got Baiju C1, which is really nice. So I have two snakes
Nice.
for my elemental skill. And then I been really hyped for TCG. So like TCG is going to be featured in the main event, the flagship event of the next patch.
Now,
And
immediately when you said two snakes, I thought, wait, you can get Changshan, you can has like a sibling or something. What?
no,
When I see two snakes, I'm
no,
like, wait,
two elemental skill
how do you get two of them?
charges. It's technically three snakes because I have Chang Shang on me all the time, and then I have those two snakes I can send out. But anyway, so yeah, so TCG is pretty hype right now. I was playing it a lot during the first 2 weeks, stopped playing it a bunch, and then yeah, so I've just built up content, so now I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm just like learning how to play TCG, enjoying it, trying to unlock all the cards from the shop. And yeah, and I'll mention it a little later, but there's so many new cards coming and so many new things for TCG that I'm really excited. And so it's giving me something to do in Genshin again to be excited for because you know, I love Genshin and the characters and stuff, and being able to play like a totally different game mode with the Genshin theme is really cool. So yeah, so I've been just doing that. I've been trying to level up my TCG player level and doing all the challenges and just doing it here and there. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for our weeks in Genshin. Let's move on to Genshin news. Okay, in Genshin news, we don't have too much, but there is two birthdays. There was Goro's birthday on May 17th and Yunjin's birthday on May 21st. And they have really, really great art. So if you haven't seen it already, check out the Twitter and you'll see the really nice art. Make sure you download it in 4K if you want to download it. And they also mentioned Kirara's info, so like info on her abilities, a little bit about her lore. And they also mentioned the 4-star event weapon from the next upcoming event, the Ibis Piercer Bow. Which is like a attack main stat, and the effect of the weapon boosts elemental mastery. So it's pretty interesting. You have to hit charge shots to level up your elemental mastery or to boost your elemental mastery. So I'm not sure exactly who would use it. I'm curious to see who will use it. Maybe it's for someone in the future. We'll see. But yeah, it's always nice to get free weapons. It's an event weapon, so make sure you do the event and not miss out on the weapon because it won't be obtainable afterwards, as far as every pattern so far up until now has gone.
I think Tainari could do it because doesn't his like charge shot like do like a delayed like dendro
Yeah.
like attack?
So I was thinking about it, like right now,
Mhm.
like Tanari would be one of the people. Child could technically use it. Tartaglia could technically use it if he was doing like vaporized comps, and there was one more person I thought like maybe could use it. Ganyu, I think Ganyu could use it because Ganyu uses melt or vaporize or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, her charge shot is slightly delayed too.
Right. So the thing is though, it's not the best for any of them. like
Not really, because freeze isn't like an elemental mastery thing.
No,
It's
but
just an effect.
but melt. So you put fire on the
Right,
enemy
but
and
like
then you melt with Ganyu, and the elemental mastery, depending on how much you have, will give her more damage for the melt. Right? Or it's like reverse melt because you're going from fire to ice to fire and not fire to ice. So the thing is, it would work, and it's attacks percent, so it's like a pretty decent like main stat. But there are a lot of other options, and I'm just curious to see if this will be anyone's kind of like best in slot for like 4-star weapon. As of right now, I don't know, but we got to see. People will test it out. I'm sure we'll find out. But it is free, and you can get all the refinements by doing the event, so I would definitely check it out.
sure a new character in the future might definitely make use of this.
Right, exactly.
I'm sure we'll have at least one bow character in Fontaine.
Oh, we have to. This game loves bow characters. I love bow characters, which is cool, but I know a lot of people are like very whatever about some of them. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So the next thing that I want to mention is the new TCG cards. So they released a webpage called Assemble Kings and Queens of Invocations, and it shows you on this website that there are 13 new character cards, 26 new equipment cards, 13 new event cards, and 12 new support cards. So much stuff, dude. 13 new character cards. Okay,
Wow.
so Venti, Zhongli, Raiden, Nahida, Amber, Tartaglia, Hutao, Shunha, Shao, Yaimiko, Abyss Lector, Fathomless Flames, Electro Hypostasis, Fatui Cryosisin Mage. So those are all the character cards that we're going to be able to use. So cool. And you can actually look on this website and see all of their abilities and little videos that show you how all their abilities work. So super excited for this. And then if you go into Card Archive, there's like equipment cards like Shimenawa's, Vermilion Hereafter. Basically all the characters who I just mentioned, all of their weapons and equipment cards are in the equipment section, as well as event cards that just have to do with some of the Archons, as well as some other cool designs. I can see like a really cool Kazuha card called Plunging Strike, Heavy Strike. It has Kaching on it. The Legend of Vanessa. Oh my god, what a cool card. It shows like a little shadow of Vanessa and her red hair and her like armor.
I thought so. Like, wait, Vanessa was the redhead. Yes.
Yeah. So
Vanessa
it's
was.
super cool. So like, I'm really excited for those cards. I love how the cards are starting to get more of the lore. Dude, we even have Hana Chirusato, the Shrine Maiden, as one of the support cards, and Kid Kujirai, the kid with the Tamari. Oh my god, we have Dunyarzad card. Oh, a Dunyarzad card and Rana card from the Aranara quest.
Do we not have a Jet?
We don't. Oh no!
Are you serious?
So no Jet
There's
or no
Jet?
no Babel or any of these characters from that quest line so far.
Are you
I think
kidding
I
me?
think
Are you
Jet and
absolutely
her
kidding me?
Jet and her
Oh,
father should
gosh.
definitely be
Was his
like
name Jabril?
Jabril.
Yeah, Jabril.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You're so right. Like what?
So injustice.
No justice for my girl Jet. So those are all on the website. I'm so excited for this. Like, this is so cool. This is the first major expansion for TCG, and it's really exciting. TCG is gonna get really exciting. There's some new gameplay to try out during the event as well. I don't know how much of these are permanent. I think they're all temporary. So, but the game will definitely be shaken up. There'll be a lot more characters to check out, and a couple more ways to play. So I'm really excited about that. So that's all basically for Genshin news. Let's get started jumping into our quiz section for the day. Now, for those of you that are new to the quiz episode, here are the rules. So everybody keep track of their points. You get 1 point per correct answer. The first thing is going to be a lore quiz where Kahi and I will alternate. I will give 4 questions. Kahi will give 4 questions. And you will get a total of 8 points for every, if you get all of them right. So 1 point per question. And then I will be doing Whose Voice Line, where I will share some voice lines, and Kahi will guess who the characters are. And when you guess as well, if you get it right, you get a point. That's up to 4 points. And then Kahi will give me 4 riddles, and you get 1 point for each riddle correct. So a total of 16 points. And at the end, we have some titles specialized for this episode for you to give yourself to see how far you got. Let us know what you got at the end. I'll mention them again, but count up your points, look at your title, and then share it with us. Join our Discord, tweet at us, comment on Spotify, whatever. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what you get. So let's get started with our lore quiz. So, like I mentioned earlier, in this quiz, Kahi and I will take turns asking each other 4 questions each. The questions all have to do with the lore of Genshin. All of the lore will be officially confirmed information from somewhere in the game. Usually we get it from the wiki, which is like all the information sourced together. And we don't have any speculation or forbidden knowledge of any sort. So play along and make sure you track how many points you get. Okay. So Kahi, I'll go first. Are you ready?
Ready.
Alright, I'm not going easy on you, okay?
Neither am I, because I have no multiple choice questions.
I hate you. Alright, moving on. Okay. just so you know, all three of my questions are multiple choice. Okay. So,
So you are going easy on me. Okay, thank you.
well, I mean, I can't make them all insanely hard, but I didn't make it super easy. Anyway, but maybe, let's know. Maybe you're a lore genius. Let's find out. Okay, so
Oh.
question number 1. In the 3.3 Archon quest, Nahida finds the records of Scaramouche's past as a story hidden in the Earman Soul. In this story, what animal represented Skara? The answers are bird, fox, monster, or kitten. Think about it for a second. All right, what's your answer?
I believe it was a kitten.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, you're correct. Yes, it was a kitten. So, yes, cat Skara is very much a thing. Yeah.
The only reason why I remember that is because the community kept drawing him as a cat.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
good.
oh, yeah, that's right. The only reason they got that idea is because he was portrayed as a cat. Cool.
Because he was actually a cat. Yeah. So, okay, so that's the first one. That's 1 point. Nice job. Now, the second question is, in that same story, what did the kitten representing Skara say when he would be, what did he say he would become to take revenge? So, these are your options. I will become the new dawn. I will become the new sun. I will become the new moon. I will become the new god. Which one is it?
I mean, just because it's Scaramouche and it's God complex, I'm inclined to think you say that I would become the new god.
You sure?
So,
Is the final answer?
I know the story was like, metaphorical in a way, so it can't really be like him saying he's a god. It could either be one of those sun and moon things. But I really don't remember that line, so I'm just gonna go with my gut and say I'll become the new god.
Okay, so I think you were on the right line of thinking when you said like they probably wouldn't literally say what he actually wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not new god. What he actually
Yeah, I guess
says
so.
after everything is burned and everything is gone and he's the only one left from the mountain where all the animals were in the story, he says, I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world, and no one can know that they were different. Yeah, so really, really intense moment. But yes, so the answer was I will become the new moon. So nice try, Kahi. So you got 1 out of 2 so far. Question number 3. Where is Amber's grandfather from? The answers are Mondstadt, Liyue, Inazuma, Sumeru. I'll give you a second to think about it.
Amber's grandfather. Wow, that's a unique one.
Yeah.
I do not remember her talking about it much, so this must be in written text.
Yeah, I think he was kind of like a famous Knights of Favonius person or something.
For Amber, I would assume it would have to be Mondstadt.
Is it a trick question? You decide.
It would be too easy if it's just Mondstadt because he's from Mondstadt.
Would it be?
Probably. Yeah, I'll go with Mondstadt.
Okay. So the real answer is Amber's grandfather was a mercenary from Liyue.
Okay.
So she's at least a quarter Liyuean. You know?
So where was that from? Was that like was that an event? No.
No, I think it's from Amber's character story.
Yeah, somewhere written. Okay.
Amber's character story 2. So yeah, it's literally like it starts. It starts as Amber's grandpa was once the Amber's grandpa was once the leader of a mercenary group. He came from Liyue Harbor and was tasked with protecting merchant caravans as they traversed Teyvat. So yeah, he is from Liyue. Okay, so let's go on to the 4th question. This one is not multiple choice. Besides the palace of Alcazar-Zare, name another place that Kaveh had a hand in designing the appearance of in Sumeru. There are 2 answers to this, and I only expect 1. And I may or may not give you points with how close you are. So yes, I'll give you a second to think about it. Kaveh had a hand in designing the way these places currently look right now in Sumeru. Name one of them.
Okay, I know there's. What does it start with? I know there's multiple places with this free with the word in it. So, Paradise something.
Paradise Die?
Paradise Die. Yeah. That's like, it's like that. That botanical garden.
Yep, it's
that
the
we had to go to.
Vahumana remote research facility.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that one because that one was pretty important too. Because where else would it? There's a palace, and then
one of these places is not named.
Wait, not named. So
Yeah,
what?
it's in a named location, but the thing that he designed is not named. Actually, both of
Okay,
the things
well.
he designed, like, you know. Imagine someone like walking around somewhere in Sumeru and being like, with Kaveh, and he's like, hey, you know, I helped design that. Or I designed that. Not like the Alcazar's Rite. That was his like big project. That was like his thing. But his other things were
the
just
palace.
helping partially design things. So I'll give you a hint. One of them was actually both of them were renovations / redesigns of something or some place.
What was the place called? The Bazaar, or the place that Neela was dancing at?
The Grand Bazaar?
Grand Bazaar?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like structures that were built that are of importance.
Definitely will not know this from the main story. This is definitely like you have to talk to NPCs and stuff. But like this is why it's supposed to be hard.
Okay. Because it's not a named place.
Like you could technically guess this, but I think it would be very difficult for you to.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now because I'm trying to think of named places, but things around them or like monuments around them and like.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. One of them is in Sumeru. One of them is Sumeru City, and one of them is in Port Ormos.
Wait, one of them is in Port Ormos.
Like the structure.
Oh, what the heck? I mean, I was immediately thinking of like statues or something, but I don't know if any statues. Man, yeah, I am drawing a blank. I have no idea.
Okay, just throw out just a random guess.
Port Ormos. I know there's like a hotel or something.
Sure. Is that your guess?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Like some kind of like hotel or library.
Okay, so I'm sorry, that is incorrect. So the answers are he helped to design the renovated landmark lighthouse of Port Ormos. That big lighthouse.
Oh, the lighthouse.
Yeah. So
because when you said one was in Sumeru City and Ormos, I'm thinking they're like the same thing. One of them is here, one of them is there.
Yeah, one of them is the lighthouse.
Right, but there's no lighthouse in Sumeru, in the city.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you the Sumeru City one now.
Right. So what I was thinking of when you said one is in the city and one is in Port Ormos, I was thinking like there's two of the same thing, like a statue here. And a statue
no,
there,
no.
you know?
He helped.
Yeah, that's where I got confused.
I see. No. They're like he designed a thing in Sumeru City and he designed a thing in Port Ormos, and that's it. So, okay, I see. So he renovated the landmark lighthouse of Port Ormos and redesigned and refitted the second floor booth seating area of Lambad's Tavern.
Oh, Oh, yeah, that
Yes.
little cafe restaurant. thing.
Yes. So he
Oh,
actually
so it's
helped
not
to-
named.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that's
well,
why.
technically it's named when you go inside, but like.
Well,
not,
I
like,
would
on
have
the map.
accepted Lambad's Tavern as an answer, and I would have accepted Lighthouse, as for Port Ormos. That's why I said I'll try to be lenient, but it's hard. They're very obscure. So, but the thing is, it's cool. Like Kaveh has some things that he influenced in part of his design journey throughout the game, and you can find that out by looking into the lore a little bit. But anyway, those are the 4 questions. Kahi, you got 1 out of 4. But
Oh man.
like I said, it's supposed to be hard. Am I gonna get any of yours right? Who knows? We'll find out. But all right. So how many did you get right? Make sure you're counting. And Kahi, go.
So these questions they can either be like, open-ended answers, not too specific, but just like a little bit of a detail. Some is a singular answer, but one of these is just something that's been on my mind lately. So question number 1, Josh, what happened to Senora's body?
Didn't it get obliterated by freaking Raiden's Muso no Hitotachi?
Are you sure?
I mean, as far as I know. I mean, they held a funeral with a coffin, but I doubt anything was in it.
Aha, so that's the question. What was in the coffin? This is not you had the question correct,
Her
but
crown?
this is just like a side question. So they felt the need to bury her crown underground and encase it in ice by the Surita.
So that was it, right?
I don't know. We don't know.
Oh, I thought you were answering.
They are somehow.
I see.
No. Because the question was, what happened to Senora's body? Yes, it disintegrated.
Yes.
So then, what did they bury? That's the question for later on.
Oh, I see. That's what
that's question number 1. So question.
So I got it right,
2.
right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay, great.
Question number 2. The character level up material, Tusk of Monoceros Kaylee, comes from what weekly boss?
Tusk?
Yeah, the character level up material called Tusk of Monoceros Kaylee, or Kaylee, comes from what weekly boss?
Oh. Raiden Shogun.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Wrong. The answer is child.
Okay.
Monoceros is the horn of the whale that you obtained from defeating child.
Well, I don't consider myself a whale in Genshin, so
we're technically free to play, but we spend when we need to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, you got 1 so far. 1 out of 2. Let's see if we can make it 2 out of 3. This character, question number 3. This character was to become the successor to the Gunhilder clan. Who is it?
Jean?
Are you sure?
I mean, Jean is Gunhilder. Unless you're talking about Jean is already the successor and it should be Barbara, but I guess Jean would be my answer.
And you are correct. The answer is Jean. Yes, she was, I guess her mother was training her from a very young age, so she missed out on a lot of, childhood playtime, but she knew exactly what she needed to become. So she's very, very, hardworking and very diligent. So
my third answer was Ellen. The wannabe knight.
Oh, the wannabe knight. Didn't she appear in when Mika appeared and she was actually a knight? Or was that someone else?
I don't know. It just might have looked like her, but I'm really curious. We'll see.
I mean, she has the NPC look, so sorry. All right, and question number 4. This character's constellation name is Divina Vulpes.
Oh. Yaimiko.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
And you are correct. It's Yaimiko.
Whew.
Now, why does it sound like Yaimiko?
Well, it doesn't sound like Yaimiko, but Vulpes is like the Latin root, or has to do with like foxes.
Aha, see, there you go. So you can kind of hear it. Vulpes, it's a word that's kind of used as like a, what is it? Not a contract. It's like a prefix. It's used in conjunction with other words relating to like fauna, relating to animals.
That's why I was like, I don't know if it's Tanari or or Yaimiko. That was my like
Could have been
dilemma.
Tanari, but yeah.
Yeah.
Some people's constellations do kind of sound like their character.
Mm.
Like I know Igneous is part of Jinyan's constellation.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of sound like they're either their personality or their vision or just their character story type.
Oh, I just looked up Tanari's. It's Volpes Zerda.
Ah, see, there you go.
Yeah, so that would be like, it means like fennec fox. So yeah, I could have mixed that up, but I was like, yeah, I mean divinus, like divine, like so yeah.
Eva.
Sure, diva. Okay, so that's it for our lore quiz then. So I got what, 3 out of 4?
Sounds like you did.
Great. So let us know what you guys got. Make sure you're tracking your points. And let's move on to our Whose Voice Line section.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
So, welcome to Whose Voice Line, a segment where I'll be sharing some voice lines from the different official voiceover dubs found in the game. I love doing this because as a voice actor myself, I think this is a great chance to give some recognition for the hard work that the voice artists do. And I will do this. I will share 3 voice lines from one playable character in each of the 4 languages. And English, Japanese, Korean, and Chinese in that order. Then I'll give you some time to think. Feel free to pause the podcast if you really want some time to think. And then I'll have Kahi guess. After that, I will reveal the answer. So let me go ahead and get my game ready here. Are you ready, Kahi?
Ready when you are.
Let's wait till the snow gets heavier and have a snowball fight! My tummy is rumbling, but I can't get caught pilfering food from the Dawn Winery again. Oh, it's you! Where are you heading? May I join? I'm still not sleepy. Fancy an evening stroll?
Give you a second to think about it. And who do you think it is?
That definitely sounds like Venti.
Why do you say that?
It was very bright, cheerful, young kid sounding. I was thinking Benny, but Benny's more like enthusiastic and energetic. And it sounds, I think, a little bit older, but yeah, Venti, just because he sounds like very carefree, very playful.
Okay, and the correct answer is Venti, who is played by Erica Harlisher. Really, really great performance, obviously. Super fun, super energetic, very iconic at this point in the game. Venti is everywhere, and for good reason, too. So, and for those of you that know about Venti's lore, it's kind of scary, but yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. But Venti is great. Nice job. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Japanese, here we go.
朝は債務に関する案件で外へ行き、それから午前中のうちに先週相談しに来た顧客へ返事をして。さて、勤務開始だ。はあ、少し眠いな。よし、討論でもして目を覚まそう。議題は、北国銀行の開設によってリーユエ経済への影響は利と害どちらが大きいか。これにしよう。どちらの立場で論ずるかはお前が選ぶといい。よいち？家で書類の整理をしようと考えていたが、お前がそんなに行きたいのなら付き合ってやらなくもない。あ、そうだ。お前に一ついいことを教えよう。一部の店の商品は鮮度が落ちると売れなくなるものがある。鮮度が落ちることで損失を被るようなお店は夜になると割引が効くようになるんだ。値段交渉は私に任せてくれ。お釣りは私の報酬ってことでどうだろう。
I'll give you a second to think about it. And who do you think?
I have a feeling this is Yanfei.
Why do you say that?
Okay, Yanfei has a really interesting way when she pronounces O's and Oo's. Kind of sounds like she's kind of squishing her lip a little bit together. She sounds, more positive, more peppy, but not too exaggerated, not too young either. So it's not one of the tall, mature characters, and it's not one of the tiny characters either. So it gotta be so it gotta be like in the middle. It's not too high pitched either, so that rules out a lot of other like really like bright, cutesy characters. So I think I'm gonna say Yanfei.
Final answer?
Yeah.
And the correct answer is Yanfei! Great job!
There we go.
So this is Hanamori Yumiri, who is Yanfei's voice actress in Japanese, and I think does a splendid job of capturing the lawyerness, this like super wordy, kind of flat-toned, informational aspect of her. And it's pretty great. That your logic is sound.
Does a really good job of voicing the character, Dory.
All right, moving on. So it's an inside joke thing that I really don't like Dory in general as a character. So like, she bothers me. So people say that.
Swindler.
Okay, let's move on to our third language, which is Korean. So, are you ready, Kahi?
Ready.
잠자리에 들기 싫다고요? 하품하고 계신데요? 식사 후엔 오래 앉아 계시지 마세요. 가볍게 걷는 편이 소화에 도움이 된답니다. 좋은 저녁이군요. 진료 때문이라면 죄송하지만 불복녀 의사의 진료 시간은 끝났습니다. 물론 급한 일이라면 얘기가 다르겠지만요. 단지 절 보러 오신 거라면 마침 잘 됐군요. 지금부턴 제 개인 시간이니까요.
Give you a second to think about it. And who do you think it is?
I'm inclined to say Kaya. This does not sound like any young kid either. This doesn't sound like any of the upper teenage kids either. So it's definitely one of the mature guys.
Okay.
This is not Zhongli. Zhongli is more like somber, more like lower, more serious.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't scoff. So I'm thinking of the scoff kind of gave it away. I think this is Kaya.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The correct answer is Baiju.
Oh, Baiju. Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, I haven't heard him talk as much.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gotta do more. I probably gotta do more of his story.
Just trying not to pick a voice line that had coughing to give it away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's normal, he's fine.
Yeah, when he's talking normally without any issues. Yeah, so the Korean voice of Baiju is Lee Hosan, and really great job. I mean, clearly you can tell he has the vibes, the Baiju vibes. So, but yes, definitely kind of confusing when it comes to like the suave older guy, because like Kaya also has that, he fits that bill.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to our last language, Chinese Mandarin. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Alright, Chinese, here we go.
趴在草地上，能听见大地的心跳。工作还没有做完，真的可以提前休息吗？飞云商会种植的霓裳花需要充足的雨露。合计交通的伙计们却不喜欢雨后泥泞的山路。
Alright, give you a second to think about it. And who do you think?
I think this is Chi-Chi, because it sounds like she's whispering a little bit. That's a small voice, so I think that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely doesn't sound like, so it's not an older character. It's not like one of the girls either, because most of the girls are pretty expressive. And this one just sounds like, if it's not an older voice, it sounds a little bit more like melancholy, like Shenhe. So probably like a younger version of Shenhe. And the only thing I can think of is Chi-Chi.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so the correct answer is Ganyu.
Oh wait,
You were
yeah,
so
Ganyu
close. You
Whispers
were like
too.
in the right. You
Dang
were
it.
at the. You were in the cryo, Liyue, like Adeptus related, like everything. And then
Yeah.
it just like, by the way, there's a Ganyu, you know.
I think Chi-Chi would talk less and slow. Okay, Chi-Chi would have talked less and slower.
Mhm.
Ganyu does, she's a little bit older, so she can actually get more words out. Yeah,
But
that
she
makes
has the
sense.
quiet, like whispery kind
Uh-huh.
of, that
She's
fits her.
very, very similar. See, they were in the same trailer too. Like in the same character demo, they were in the same video.
Yep.
So, yeah, they're very, very close.
Yeah, so this time you got done in by the Coco Goat, who is played by Lin
The
Su.
legend.
Yeah, she's played by Lin Su in Chinese. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, but obviously really great tone, quality of voice, and very fits Ganyu for sure. So that's our Who's Voice Line segment. So how many did you get right? Make sure you're counting your points, and we will move on to Kahi's riddle segment.
All right, Josh. I kept nice and short and sweet today. I didn't want to go into like whole line of poetry and everything, so I just wanted to get some characters that I probably haven't touched on in a while. But yeah, are you ready?
Ready?
So, riddle number 1. All of Liyue used to fear me, but not because I sing badly. Who am I?
What? Can you say that one more time?
All of Liyue used to fear me, but not because I sing badly. Who am I?
All of Liyue used to fear me, but not because I sing badly. All of Liyue makes me think it has to be someone like Zhongli or Ningguang, but like those, I don't understand what they would have to do with singing, and I know it says not because you sing badly.
Well, she's not a bad singer, but definitely not the best at it. So she decided to do something else.
I see. Oh, this is like this seems like a really specific piece of character lore that I'm not really sure about. Well, doesn't sound like it would be Yunjin. So and like fearing Liyue feared me. Okay, so Beidou?
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
The correct answer is Jinyan.
Oh, that I see
Mhm.
what you mean. I see. Okay. Right, singing. Got it.
She wasn't best singer, so she decided in her domain, like when I think it was during the summer domain.
Yeah, it was the Golden Apple
her domain.
Archipelago.
Right.
Part 2.
Yeah, that one. The second one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, her domain went through her backstory, and she was like, yeah, she heard people singing, and she couldn't really sing out as much, so she decided to play guitar, and she was really good at it. And, her fierce look, her eyes, and her hair made her look kind of scary, but they got used to her. But interesting thing about Beidou, I think Jinyan was aboard Beidou's crew for a bit.
That's right.
All right, so speaking of doing things badly, riddle number 2. I make something so bad that it turns out so good and the city loves me for it. Who am I?
Oh man, you're I just realized like how hardcore of a character lore quiz your riddles are. Like, I make something so badly the city loves me for it. What?
I make something so bad that it turns out so good and the city loves me for it.
Holy crap, this is hard. Because like my first thought is food, but like it doesn't need to be food necessarily. So make something so bad that it turns out so good. Oh my god, I'm so confused. I don't know.
You're right. It doesn't have to be food.
Yeah.
But, like, is it a metaphorical thing?
Right,
Is
right,
it a
right.
story thing?
Right, right.
I make something so bad that it turns out so good, and the city loves me for it. This can be interpreted in a lot of ways.
I
but
know.
There's a specific thing that this person does.
I'm trying to think of things that people have that would classify as this. Oh man, this is hard. I'm stumped.
Can I take a guess?
Sure. I'll just say like Eula.
The correct answer is Diona.
Diona.
And when you want to guess what she does so bad that turns out so good?
What? No, I don't know.
Her drinks. She intentionally tries to make her drinks taste awful, but they always taste great.
Wait,
And
that's
the
a
city-
thing?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I literally don't know anything about Diona, I guess.
Yeah. It was, I think, in the past, like, well, the wine festival. She's trying to make the drinks bad. Even in her hangout, she tries to make the drinks bad. She doesn't like alcohol. She doesn't like anyone drinking alcohol. So she tries to like mess it up and make people, drink bad stuff. She puts like weird ingredients, but somehow they just mix very well together. So she's known as like the greatest drink mixer in the city.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
All right. Well, hopefully this next one's a little bit easier because it's a little bit more simple. Riddle number 3. Just say the word and I'll be there. Who am I?
Xiao?
Well, that was quick. Are you sure?
Yeah.
And it is Zhao. What's the word?
His name.
See, that was easy.
Yeah,
Short
that
and
one. I
quick
mean,
to
that
the
one.
point.
That one's like, I mean, I like Xiao's character lore, so like, it was like easily recognizable to me. But yeah, like the Xinyan and Diona backstory stuff is very far in the back of my mind. I don't think I even knew the Diona thing, but the Xinyan one I feel like I could have got if I had just played the Golden Apple Archipelago 2. But okay, yeah, okay, Xiao. Okay, so that's one. It's one out of 3 so far.
All right. Well, this last one, I'm pretty sure we might know exactly who this person is. Because I go by many names and I don't like any of them. Who am I?
I go by many names and I don't like any of them. Is that what you said?
I go by many names and I don't like any of them.
And I don't like any of them.
I would say at this point in time, yeah, that is true as of this moment in time.
Al-Haytham?
Are you sure?
No, but that's my answer.
Well, currently, I am known as the Wanderer.
Wow.
Formerly known as Scaramouche.
That's my other
formerly known-
answer. Yeah.
I have recently been called Hat Guy. I don't like that name either.
Dang, that's a good point. The hat guy thing. Gosh. I was just thinking like Al-Haytham doesn't like anything. Like he doesn't like being called
doesn't like
anything.
anything.
He doesn't like being Grand Sage. He doesn't like being whatever. I guess he likes being called Scribe though, so I mean that's the thing.
I'm sure Wanderer also doesn't like being called any name that we gave him either. So
Yeah.
what? Okay, well, I was trying to figure out what his Inazuma's name was. You remember what his Inazuma?
Yeah, it was like
Name was?
it was Kabukimono or
Kabuki. That's what it was.
or what was it called? Like Kuni Kuzure or something like that. Like it means like destroy.
Kunikuzushi.
Country. Kuni Kuzushi. That's what it was. It means
That's what it was.
It means country destroyer. So, or country crumbler, I guess. But yeah. Nice. Okay,
Delicious
so I
country
got
crumble.
one. Yes.
All right, yeah. And that will do for the riddle section. So I wonder how many you guessed. You probably were screaming the answer in the background while Josh was thinking. But
Damn it.
yeah, some people know the Diona one fairly well because every time she pops up, I'm pretty sure there's some reference to it. But
I haven't been paying attention. Yeah.
It's only she Diona's pretty hard to pay attention to. So small, she's also always in the background.
Yeah. So, okay, well that ends our quiz section. So, your points, your title, how many points you have. Based on how many points you have, let's find out your title, shall we? So, if you are 0 to 3 points, you are a baby lore learner. If you are 4 to 7 points, you are a lore listener. If you are 8 to 11 points, you are a lore teller. If you have 12 to 15 points, you are a lore Rite festival participator. And if you have 16, you're a Genshin lore invocator. So how many did you get right? What is your title? Let us know by joining and sharing on the Discord. You can also let us know by tweeting at us on this episode tweet or typing in the comments for this episode. If you like this quiz, share it with your friends, see how they do. You know, you can learn some lore from this, and hopefully this inspires you to go out and look at the lore, pay more attention to the characters' stories as they're happening, or, just have fun enjoying Genshin's world and world building whenever you get the chance. Okay, cool. So now that is over, let's move on to our community question discussion. Last week we asked, what would be the best thing that you want to see in an underwater world in Genshin Impact? Right, we got the preview of swimming underwater from the 3.7 live stream. So if you are swimming underwater, what do you want to see, Kahi?
I want to see a giant sea monster, just because that is what every deep sea zone has. Like, it's in every MMO, it's in every story.
That's scary.
Single story game. It's supposed to have that one big creature.
Oh my god, I remember Destiny 2. Now I'm remembering the Destiny 2 place. Oh my god, that's so scary.
The funny thing is, this is, the weirdest coincidence? Like, the new season of Destiny 2 is going to come out, and it's underwater.
Oh my goodness. Yo, what is with this? Are these
so many coincidences.
There are two best friends in the designing teams of the story and the games for Hoyoverse and Bungie, and they're clearly
they're doing a Discord. Yeah, they're in a Discord channel, just like, hey guys, our team's doing this. What are you gonna do? Hey, that sounds great. We should do that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you gonna put a big monster in it too?
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, our monster's gonna be this. Your monster can be that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, your guys' monster's name is a Pep. Okay, we'll name ours Peppa. Peppa, the giant sea monster.
Destiny 2 has been doing collaborations. The next collaboration is with Arknights.
What?
So it's not
really
it's not gonna be that far. Yeah, it's not that far-fetched that we may potentially get a Genshin or Honkai Star Rail crossover in Destiny.
Well, Honkai makes a lot more sense realistically, but yeah, but that is interesting.
And we had the Fortnite collab. We had the Assassin's Creed collab. Now we have a Arknight collab. If we're getting into gacha games, I mean,
Punishing Grey Raven.
We have to.
But
that could be.
Yeah. Okay. So giant sea monster.
Yes. All right, Joshua. What would you think is the best thing to see, or the thing that you want to see in an undersea world?
I would like to see some fun underwater puzzles. I don't know what they would do, but I wanted to take full advantage of the fact that you're underwater, and I want it to not be frustrating to do controls wise. I don't know how swimming is gonna feel. Hopefully it feels okay, but I would love to do some really interesting underwater puzzles, because right now I can't even think of games that have decent underwater puzzles. So
I think World of Warcraft had a good one.
Oh, I didn't play World of Warcraft, so.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of people still play it, but World of Warcraft had this one where you had a moving bubble, and the bubble, you didn't know where it was going to float to, but you had to kind of just keep staying in the bubble. You had to swim.
Oh.
So you control vertical and horizontal. You just stay in the bubble and swim with it.
See,
bubble
that
was
that
pretty
sounds like
spacious.
it could be interesting, but it also
Mhm.
sounds kind of annoying. So,
Well, the bubble was pretty big and it didn't move too fast.
Mhm.
So like you could like tap the movements, tap the buttons to move, and then just kind of stay hid. But because
Yeah.
it's 3D space, you can look above and to the side just to make sure you're still within the bubble. Because sometimes you kind of lose that perspective if you just keep staying, in one view.
right, you just gotta
You
zoom
don't
out
know
your
if you-
camera a lot, basically.
Or like zoom
move it
or just
around.
like turn your camera and just
Yeah.
see from different angles.
Like the
Oh, yeah.
puzzle thing, or I just want to see a full-blown musical Little Mermaid style underwater
A tiny
song,
little crab
song
singing.
and dance number.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what
There's going to be
people-
a red crab. I guarantee you. There's going to be a red
Dude,
crab.
you
just
know
at the
that these
bottom,
kind of games,
just dancing.
especially
It's
Genshin,
going to do
they
it. Mm-hmm.
have the references. You know what I mean? So, Little Mermaid is very much a thing right now. There's a movie out or some coming out soon, which I think is coming out soon, and I'm sure there'll be some reference. there'll definitely be an NPC that references something about Little Mermaid. Some people are hoping to see mermaids, from what I remember. So let's go check out the Discord answers to this community question here. Okay, so Meowie from the Discord says swim attire. I mean, what? And then says
Swimwear. Oh, gosh.
finding Oculus underwater is something that they want to do. Okay. I mean, we're definitely going to be doing that. I'm sure, but I wonder how fun that will be. Maybe there'll be a lot of fun puzzles. Solido says, what I want, Loch Ness monster that disappears when you double back to look at it. Oh god, that's scary. What I expect,
Yes.
underwater hidden caves. Yep, that sounds about right.
Has to be always.
I like how he put what I want and what I expect. Peachy Oranges said, found this on Reddit, a Lala churl wearing a seashell bra. And then, what I want, Abyss Heralds and seashell bras and mermaid tails. What I need, mermaid hilichurls. What I think we will get, a one-time domain underwater, and copium, bikinis, and mermaid tails. We'll see. WL Forever Bana says, not sure if this constitutes, but I'm curious to see how elemental reactions would work underwater since we're consistently wet, like electrocharge and frozen. How will they work? Maybe we will see ice balls floating upwards when we do a cryo skill underwater. So I personally don't think we'll do combat underwater. We might, but I don't think that the elemental reaction system would work underwater, kind of like you're saying. Because, you can't just use an ice skill and then just freeze yourself, and then what? But it seems
I
more
think
of
the
an
animations are set
exploration
up to
tool.
be like I don't think combat animations are set up to be executed in the air because we can't do any kind of aerial attacks, just a dive attack.
Yeah, so it'd be
So,
the
like,
same for underwater.
even if we could fly, the only one that can do that is,
Shao.
Wanderer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I use Shao technically, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think we wouldn't do combat, but it would be interesting to see if they included some form of underwater combat, which I'm assuming they will. Like you shoot something, or you have something. Pip says, I'd love to meet some mermaids in hidden caves that you need to get through underwater tunnels. Maybe the mermaids teach the traveler how to breathe underwater, or swim well enough to get from air pocket to air pocket. I just want mermaids and pretty underwater sea life and sounds for that ASMR. Underwater ASMR sounds. Yeah, I'm here for it. Javalope says, I want to see deep underwater and see things like luminescent corals, ancient ruins, or sunken ships. Ooh, that sounds cool. Insignia says, I'm not really a meta person to begin with, so I'm not really knowledgeable about it, but I think it would be cool to find new ways to fight because the environment restricts or encourages certain elements, kind of like fighting on a beach, but amplified enough to matter, I guess. So water affecting combat would be interesting, is what Insignia is saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sarah Q says, give me a lost ancient civilization buried at the bottom of the ocean. Yep, that sounds about
As usual.
that's what we expect.
Typical Atlantis.
Chemleon says some artifact that lets you breathe underwater for a period of time. Luminous plant life, turtles, accurate hair animations, like actual floaty hair when we go underwater.
I don't know if it needs to be that much, but I can see how it would be cool.
Yeah, so that we'll see what happens. Retro Sky says, I totally want to see giant marine animals. Please impress me the same way I was when I first started playing Genshin. Ooh, that'll be fun. Then Healing Halo says, give me rideable dolphins, please and thank you. Dude, rideable dolphins.
That would be cool.
That sounds so good. The Descender. I would love to see a new playable character / NPC that's like the Zora from Zelda, or honestly just a more creature-like character rather than a mostly human character. That's interesting. I think this game definitely has that aspect going for it, like with the Vishap people and stuff like that. They kind of hinted at these like more creature-like people existing. So we'll see. Tanari with Wings says, okay, so I think what I'm most interested in is the exploration aspect of this. I hope to see beautiful marine wildlife, coral reefs, algae, schools of fish, just breathtaking scenery to help me win the weekly camera contest for once. Haha. Also, underground caves to explore with hidden waterfalls and maybe pieces of an ancient civilization or something. Pieces of old lore, just waiting to be found and included in crackpot theories. Yeah, so just kind of everything, right? Like getting the best and beautiful world building that we've experienced so far in Genshin. Seeing that in the underwater space would be really cool. And last one from Discord is Nahida Rules says, of course, a shark attack in a character story and someone saves us. But seriously, I want to see oily water like the Withering that we have to clear. Interesting.
Oh, that would be a good puzzle.
Yeah, I'm curious how they would do it. So, Kahi, what about Spotify?
Well, Spotify has a few, and echoing the same sentiments of the community. Octira says mermaids. Yep, mermaids are definitely up there, really high on the list. Kamisato says giant fish we could ride. Nothing else, just that. That's all Kamisato wants to see. Yeah, here's the thing. We still haven't been able to ride the Sumter Beast, and that's so sad. I really wanted to have something like that.
It's true.
Willow Bell says swimming for sure, lots of underwater life, different swimming speeds with fun challenges. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be something that increases swimming speed, like either an item or something that you could just walk through, maybe like a ring, like a bubble ring in the water. Animal Strange says Nahida's giant turtle friend. Yes, the giant turtle will be fun. It'll be really fun to see, especially since we saw it in the trailer, in Nahida's trailer. And the Quiet Gem says nothing. I never wanted Fontaine to be underwater.
Well then,
I'm sure all of Fontaine's not underwater.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's like certain areas we can swim through, but Fontaine, just from the lore, from what I've heard and so far, it sounds like it is above water. At least people are walking around and can breathe. But if they're all underwater, that would still be fascinating. Would wonder how combat would work, because they would actually have to change everything.
Exactly.
Like animations, speed, effects, all the elements would have to change if they're always underwater. But that would still be really interesting. They could still surprise us. Who knows? I mean, all of Sumeru was a surprise, even though we kind of knew it was going to be big.
Yeah, we also thought it was going to be all desert.
Or like a dual region, like, half this, half that. But the whole thing was duality. The whole thing was, opposites.
Yeah, no, I just remember before it came out that the speculation was that Sumeru was supposed to be just a desert, like a big desert. But then we got this luscious forest and we're like, where's the desert? Thank you everyone for answering last week's question. And we'll get you started with next week's question, which is, do you enjoy TCG? If so, what is your favorite aspect? If not, why not? Let us know in Discord by replying to our tweet of this episode or by commenting on Spotify. So, let's head to our last segment, which is One Last Wish, where Kahi and I both wish once on any Genshin banner of our choosing, one pull only, and see what we get. Kahi, are you ready?
I'm ready. I have 31 wishes right now, so I'm going to just make it a nice even 30. And I will definitely be pulling on the weapon banner.
Okay.
Shall I go?
Go for it.
Alright. Incoming. It's blue, and so am I.
Oh.
Oh, it's a bow. Raven bow.
Oh, nice.
All right, Josh, your turn.
Okay, I recently got C1 Baiju, so I will be rolling for the weapon banner now and see. I don't think my pity is very high at all, but I will just roll one time and see what happens. Let's go. And it's blue, and so am I, just like you. And it is the Debate Club. Yeah.
I still remember when I first got that weapon. I was just giggling.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes,
Alrighty.
so that is it for our Last Wish segment. That is the whole show for today. As always, thanks for listening. And if you have the time, please leave us a comment and a review. We'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you are listening. Follow us on Twitter, once again, at Genshin Guys Pod. Follow me at JSide Gaming and Kahi at Kahiao, Kahiyaao. And check out my Twitch, where I stream sometimes at twitch.tv/JSide. So, once again, thank you everybody for listening, and as always,
Ad Astra Abyssos.
星と支援を目指せ!
Enjoy.